Welcome back to Mock Draft Madness, day 50 of doing a mock draft every single day until the NFL draft. If you don't know ball and want to know ball, be sure to subscribe. Leave a like. Let me know in the comments your favorite and least favorite pick from this mock draft. 50 days, guys. Honestly, 50 days of doing mock drafts has been kind of annoying. I much rather, not to say I don't enjoy them, but it's almost like some days when there's no new news, it's like you're just thinking of scenarios, but when you've done 50 days, it's like, okay, I probably already tried this scenario, so doing some things out of box here. But, we're only a couple days away. We got a 2-round mock Monday, 3-round mock probably Wednesday night, and then another 1-round mock on Thursday as well. And then between Tuesday and Wednesday, those will also be 1-round mocks. So we got a lot coming for you, and then we will definitely get into grading the drafts, and we'll be live streaming the first round of the draft as well, so we'll have all our live reactions. Thursday to Friday is going to be a lot of videos. We're going to upload a live reaction for every team. So let's get right into it. Caleb Williams is a Chicago Bear. Now, I've heard scenarios where I'm still in the boat that Jayden Daniels is a Commander, but I have heard scenarios where the Patriots want to get a quarterback. If they can get a haul and then maneuver back up to get Mccarthy, I think that is something that they could try to do. So, for this instance, I am going to have the New England Patriots trade out with the Minnesota Vikings, and they are going to get... This is what the trade is going to look like, guys, in my opinion, if you got to trade up to 3. So they're going to go Drake May, and this is where it gets kind of interesting because the Patriots might potentially have to worry about the New York Giants here coming up and taking JJ McCarthy. So do they want to jump to 4 or do they want to jump to 5? They're probably going to have to jump in here at some point. I also think there is a scenario where the Titans could potentially trade out, get some draft capital, and it's tough. I don't know. I'm trying to think of where they would go because I don't want to pick Marvin Harrison Jr. yet because I think for the right trade, the Cardinals would be willing to move out. I also think the Chargers are probably a more likely candidate. I'm just going to go Marvin Harrison Jr. here. And then I just think you have to get to 5. I think you have to prevent the Giants from being able to think about the choice of drafting a J.J. McCarthy. So what we're going to do here is we're going to trade up, okay? We're going to swap. And we're going to give him 34. I feel like that's a fair trade. Because, or you can give him 68. That's a big jump, though. I feel like it's a second, right? Yeah, it's got to be a second. Plus, you're trading up for a QB. So maybe we give them 103. They'll give us like 140. We're going to offer that trade through. Patriots on the clock, and they are going to take J.J. McCarthy. They also have another first-round pick this year. At number 6, we have the New York Giants. With McCarthy off the board, they are going to go Malik Neighbors. Alt is a Titan. Number 8, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I think they are a prime position to trade out because of the fact that, they can probably get one of these defensive players later. But there's got to be a reason for someone to trade up. And actually, what is a nice, scenario for us here is Rome is here. So, do the Colts come up and get him? Possible. Do the Steelers come up and get him? Possible. I think the Steelers are a lot less likely. That's such a big jump, but the Colts, we know, are in the market for a receiver. They could probably get the best corner right here if he doesn't go to one of these two teams. So maybe they stick and pick, but I'm trying to think if there's any team that would be willing just to move up and get this guy. All these other teams, it's such like a big jump. It's hard to, it's hard to justify the move. So maybe there's a team here that wants to move up and get maybe another defensive player or a corner. Yeah, I don't know. The prime trade candidate to me is the Colts here at 15. So yeah, I'm going to try out that scenario today. So we're going to give him 46 to move up to 8. We're going to offer that trade through. And the Colts are on the clock. They're going to take Rome Odunze. Number 9 to the Chicago Bears. I think this leaves them in a tough spot because I don't know if anyone's going to be wanting to trade up here, and I think the Bears would probably just end up sticking and picking with Brock Bowers. As the draft has gotten closer, I think that is a more likely scenario than a lot of people want to think. I think Brock going to the Bears is likely. At number 10, we have the New York Jets. I think Troy Fautanu is a very easy selection for them because of his 5-position versatility, and he's probably the best player in this draft that has 5-position versatility outside of Graham Barton. I think that's kind of what the Jets need, is they need a high quality guy who can play all 5 positions. At number 11, we have the Los Angeles Chargers on the clock. They traded back from 5, and now they have pick 11, 34, and 37. So I will go to pick 37 today just to play out that trade scenario. Sitting here at 11, obviously you're not going to take a wide receiver here unless you trade back even more. I don't know why you trade back, but I think adding a defensive interior guy of a Byron Murphy's caliber could be really, really beneficial for their team. I also think Talisa Fuaga is a good addition, but I'm going to add Byron Murphy. I usually go offensive line here, but maybe they think I can get him at the end of the first, beginning of the second. 12 to the Denver Broncos. They need a center. They need corner. I also think they could go with a tackle. So if we look at the depth chart of the Denver Broncos, I believe Garrett Bowles is getting, I believe he may be on his last year of his contract. So let's take a look here. McGlinchey. So yeah, Bowles is, and we know they want to run the ball. The issue is McGlinchey is the right tackle, and I don't see Fuaga making a move to left tackle. And I don't love Olu's run game blocking. So I think that might leave them to like an Amarius Mims or a Graham Barton. So this leaves them in a tough spot. They need like a certified left tackle that is good in the run game. And I don't think Olu provides that for you. I really don't. Their corner situation is not the worst in the world. I don't love it. I do think they could use center. It's just like finding a team that's willing to trade back with you. Maybe what we do here is, since they're in a 3-4, maybe we just give them a Dallas Turner and see what they can do. I think Dallas Turner, obviously with the upside, could be an interesting pick for them. 13 to the Las Vegas Raiders. They need a right tackle. Fuanga is here. I think they could also, use some cornerback depth. I think that's a little bit more of a need. But I think I might give them a right tackle. Because is Munford going to be your guy going forward? I knew he was there. I couldn't remember if it was Mudford or Munford. 14 to the New Orleans Saints. Okay, so they need a left tackle. They need a right tackle badly. They need defensive line help. They need a little bit of wide receiver help, in my opinion. I know they have some good depth there, but I don't think they have a solid number 2 guy right now. 14, I think if Olu's here, you take him. You just need to, maybe move Penning to right tackle. Ramchek's on his last leg. And then just hope and pray that one of them works out, because if not, your line is fucked. 15 to the Atlanta Falcons. I think if this is the case, they can end up going Jared Verse. They were really high on him last year, and obviously they don't get Dallas Turner, they don't get Byron Murphy, but they still get one of the top defensive players in the draft, and they pick up extra picks. Number 16 to the Seattle Seahawks. I think Latu can be an interesting play for them. I have gone interior offensive line in the past, and, They have invested in edge kind of in the second round, but Latu is one of those guys that can just provide a different type of game to your team. At number 17, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they need a corner. With Terrion Arnold sitting here, that's very hard to pass up. I think you could also add a guy like a Graham Barton who can play all 5 positions. The Jacksonville Jaguars re-signed the, here's my thing. They re-signed their interior line. I don't love it, but in this position, you're not going to take Graham Barton over Terrion Arnold when you need help in the cornerback room. At 18 to the Cincinnati Bengals, they can really go anything. I am going to give them Jerzon Newton, and they are going to add an instant impact player on the defensive line and get some pass rush against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Number 19 to the Los Angeles Rams. They need corner. They need, I don't think the idea of Graham Barton would be the worst in the world. The D-line is off the board at this point. And I do think with a guy like Quinyon Mitchell there, I think that's the most immediate upgrade for them. And if they're trying to win with these next 2 years with staff, that might be the pick, unless they want to move back. Number 20 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think I've been hearing that Adonai Mitchell has actually been falling because he has diabetes, and I guess there is some shit with the lack of effort on the field. I mean, we've always kind of known that, but the diabetes and health issues have started to come up recently, so they may move back. But I think I'm going to be safe and give them J.C. Latham, a guy who can play guard, he can play tackle, move Broderick Jones to the left side, and you have very solid tackles going forward. 21 to the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to give them Graham Barton. They desperately need help on the interior, and he's someone who can squeeze in for Teron Armstead when he's injured. 22 to the Philadelphia Eagles. I do think Nate Wiggins can be a solid addition for them because of the fact of how athletic he is and how long he is. He put on some weight from his combine to his pro day, and I think he could be a very solid addition. And for the value you get of him at 22, I don't think anyone's going to be complaining about that. Now we have the New England Patriots at pick 23. They took J.J. McCarthy earlier in the round. With this pick, they are going to add Brian Thomas Jr. and give him a weapon to work with. 24 to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, they need help on the interior, and Jackson Powers-Johnson is sitting there easily for them to take. Replace Tyler Biadasz. You have solidified the interior of the line if you don't want him to play center. He's going to be one of those high upside guys, high floor guys, and he could really make a difference for your offensive line. 25 to the Green Bay Packers. They do need O-line help. I don't think they'll take them. I think adding Cooper DeJean to play in that secondary with Xavier McKinney and Jair Alexander is a solid pick. And we've seen their willingness to add Iowa guys. They added Lucas Van Ness last year at pick 13, I believe. 26 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need edge. Not really there. They need interior O-line. Not really there. They do need corner. So they could add Kool-Aid McKinstry. I do wonder, though, if a team like the Chargers would be willing to move up here since they have 2 second-round picks. And we'll give them pick... We'll give them pick 69. They gave us pick 89. And I think we can force that trade through. Chargers on the clock. They were able to get... who did they take? Byron Murphy. They're going to add another Texas guy and Adonai Mitchell after losing all those weapons this offseason in Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. 27 to the Arizona Cardinals. We are going to add Kool-Aid McKinstry, who is a solid corner, and they need all the help they can get all over the field, and he is a talented guy for pick 27. 28 to the Buffalo Bills. Troy Franklin, you are a Bill. I know Brandon Beane said that, they like the guys they have in there, but at the same time, you need to add more talent to that room. 29 to the Detroit Lions. Honestly, I know they wouldn't do it because they have a really good offensive line, but adding a guy like Amarius Mims to that room could be kind of disgusting to replace Taylor Decker, maybe, as he's kind of getting up there. I know he's 29. He's still got years, though. Tackles play when they're older. Probably not a pick you want to do now. They do need cornerback help, and I'm going to go Mike Sanderstill. Actually, that would have been... No, I should have gone TJ Tampa. That would have been a much better pick. TJ Tampa or Kamari Lassiter, because I know Branch will play in the slot. 30 to the Baltimore Ravens. 30 to the Baltimore Ravens. I am going to give them Amarius Mims with his upside at tackle. I know he probably won't be, great right away, but I think that he can provide a lot of help to a much needed O-line. I know the plan right now is for Daniel Falele to play right now, which if that's the plan, you can give Amarius Mims time to get ready, but this is a player that if he falls to you at 30, it's kind of hard to pass up. 31 to the San Francisco 49ers. I am going to give them Jordan Morgan to replace Colton McKivitz. Morgan would fit really well in the 49ers scheme and is a very talented player. 32 to the Kansas City Chiefs. So they need wide receiver help. I like Keon Coleman. Gives them a big body for Patrick Mahomes to throw to. Talk about a separation, that's fine. I just think he would work really well with their team. 33 to the Carolina Panthers. I'm going to give them Chop Robinson. They pick again at 39. 34 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They traded back. With Zach Frazier there, I think that is a better spot to select him than at 26. You get some draft capital, and then you are able to select probably the best pure center prospect. I always say that because JPJ can play all the interior positions. 35 to the Arizona Cardinals. You got Cooley McKinstry. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. So why don't we add a guy like Tyler Guyton, who he has shown some really good shit on tape. He just has some bad tape too, but he's shown really high upside. So if you're able to get that bad out of his tape, he can be a really special player, and they don't need to play him right away because they have Jonah Williams for the year. So this could be a perfect scenario for the Cardinals to get possibly a very high-end tackle at 35. 36 to the Washington Commanders. So they need a tackle here. We are going to go with Kingsley Suamatia. Finally, last pick of the draft that I will be doing today, we had the Chargers. They took Adonai Mitchell. They took Byron Murphy, and they are making out with a great draft here. They could add a lot. I find it very hard to believe that I know they just added a receiver, but if Roman Wilson is sitting right here, do you pass up on him? I also think there's a chance they add a guy. They dropped the cornerbacks a lot. I also think either of these guys could go there. They do need corner help pretty badly. And I do like, I really like Tampa because of his size. So I'm going to give them TJ Tampa. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Mock Draft Madness Day 50. So close to the mock draft, so close to the actual draft, not the mock draft. If you don't know ball, want to know ball, be sure to subscribe. Leave a like. Let me know in the comments your favorite and least favorite pick from this mock draft. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.